Hi, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Okay, so today we're going to be talking about the red stain on the whiteboard theory, sustaining friendships. So some of the closest people in my life I have been terrible to. Like good people do terrible things sometimes. And some of the people that I love the most in my life, my other sister is my best friend, and my other sister has seen me at the worst of the worst of the worst. Another of my very good friends, Egosa, and we've been friends for 7 to 8 years now, and we've had like really terrible clashes, like really terrible clashes. I mean, you can say, oh, my sister is my sister, she can't throw me away, but because I know I've had like really terrible clashes where it was like, why am I even friends with you, safe? Why are we even friends? We've had situations like that, and somehow we always seem to pull through. I don't know how, but we always seem to pull through. So a friend of mine told me about the red stain on the whiteboard theory, I think sometime last year, and it stuck with me. And according to him, the way he described it was, we tend to forget good things that people do when they do something bad. So it's like there's a whiteboard, and then you use a red marker to make a red stain on it, to put a red dot on it. And, there is white everywhere, but there's just this red dot. One tiny red dot. But that tiny red dot will keep driving you crazy. That tiny red dot. You will refuse to let go of that tiny dot. And that dot will keep disturbing you and disturbing you and disturbing you. You get? So, basically what it means is that, yes, we forget the good that people do when they do one wrong. So there's the wrong that is clouding you. So you're like asking, oh, why am I friends with this person? Why this person? So it's like, all you're focusing on is that negative, and then you forget the positive. When I was younger, my mom always used to say something. She used to say, whatever things are true, whatsoever things are pure, whatsoever things are of good report, meditate therein day and night. I hated that scripture. I'm legit telling, like, I hated it because I felt like every time somebody does something bad to me, and then you now go like, hey, mom, this person did this thing, or the next thing, my mother is not telling you whatever things are pure, whatever things are good, whatever things are good reports. Like, why are you telling me this? I am angry, I'm upset. Someone did something to me, I'm upset about it. So why are you telling me about whatever things are pure, whatever things are, But now that I'm a bit grown up and I've encountered certain things in life, I think that it makes a lot more sense to me. So I will give instances of some of the stupid fights my friend and I have had. So in final year, Egosa and I, final year Thanksgiving, we had finished Thanksgiving and we were going to the hostel. And then Egosa was talking about going out. I'm more of an introvert than an extrovert, and I'm an ambivert, but I'm more of an introvert than I am an extrovert. But she's more of an extrovert than she is an introvert. Actually, she's 100% extrovert. Anyways, I know she's going to say it's a lie, but it's the truth. It's the truth. So we're talking about going, and I think we're talking about going out, and I was broke at the time, and honestly, I did not want to go anywhere. I could have found money, but it wasn't important to me. We had not done projects, we had important things to do. Then she was telling me, let's go out. So she was being serious, and then I started laughing. As the unserious human being that I am, I started laughing, and my friend got angry. I was talking to her, she just walked away. She was very angry. Then that's how me and my friend not talk for like 3 weeks. We did not. 3 weeks, care. Hey, we not talk for months. Jesus. Hey, we didn't talk for months. And this very stupid thing was what. Okay, no, we didn't talk for weeks. It was weeks. It was like 1 week or 2 weeks. It was like 1 week or 2 weeks. She didn't come to my room. She was angry with me, and me, I was like, so I cannot laugh again. I shouldn't laugh because we're friends. I shouldn't laugh, but I didn't understand where she was coming from. And then eventually, when we got to talk about it, I now understood that, you know, she felt like I was invalidating her feelings at the time. I was invalidating, you know, how she felt at the time because of my laugh. And normally she knows how I laugh stupidly, so it was like, why is this a major problem for you? But then there are other factors that came into play. There was the timing, there was the mood at the time, the stress, you know, and then there was the laugh too. So we got over that, and we had another major fight again a few years later. I think one of her younger sisters said something to me, and I was really upset about it, and I told my friend, and my friend was basically, she didn't handle it well. She made me feel bad, so I was sad and angry, and I did not talk to her too for a while. Friendship is like money, yeah? So money is easy to make, well, easier to make than it is to spend. You know, it's easy to, I think it's easy to make money, or like, I think it's easy to make money, but where the problem comes is expenditure, like, you know, managing the money that you've made across the things that you need it for or you want it for. You know, human beings are insatiable. We're basically insatiable. Things will always keep coming up. So I think that money is like, friendship is like money. And like everything in life that is important, every important thing, your relationships, everything, there is a need to be intentional about it. There's a need to work at it, you get. So if you have one-sided friendships, you will not blossom. One-sided friendships do not blossom. Although my sister and I have like one-sided friendships. Sometimes I wonder what I bring to the table. She's my elder sister now. Does that count? Does that count? I don't think that counts. Okay, actually, our relationship is not that one-sided. But okay, so relationships are not supposed to be one-sided. And another thing that's really important in relationships too is respecting difference in opinions. It's having a similar value system. Having similar value systems. Loyalty is really, really important to me, and thankfully I am surrounded by really, really, really amazing people. Like, I have some friends that God, hey, may you never ever go to one of them and tell them I did something to you, because you will live there wondering why you opened your mouth. And I'm just so grateful for having some of those people in my life, you know, those kind of people in my life, because they are really rare. They are really, really rare. Also, friendships have to be forgiving. You know, the red stain on the whiteboard thing, it's about forgiveness. You have to be willing to let go of certain things. You have to for a friendship to bloom, you have to learn to ignore certain things. So there has to be ignoring certain things. There has to be prioritizing. You have to prioritize stuff. So do you ever wonder, like, this happens a lot, yeah? Like, you meet someone and it's like, where have you been my entire life? Like, you just click. There's just instant connection between the both of you, yeah? And after a short time, the connection is gone. Does that I don't know if that happens to you. Does that happen to you? Like, the connection is gone. Like, you know, it's not the way it was at the beginning. It's that click, that instant click, it fizzles out, you know. So what happened? you begin to see the person's flaws, and then you're like, hey, this person is not who I thought the person was. So what happened? What happened? I think that it's at that point that, you know, you need to now become intentional about, you know, working your relationship out, you know, working your friendships out. You need to now be intentional about that. Something else that, you know, something else about the red stain on the whiteboard theory is that I think that sometimes we place people on really high pedestals. Sometimes the pedestals will place people on Jesus. And a human being, no. The person is a human being. The person is supposed to have flaws. The person is not supposed to be the person is not supposed to be perfect. The person is not supposed to be perfect. So sometimes there's this like really high pedestal, like you cannot do this kind of thing now. You can't. This is not supposed to do this kind of thing. So when someone does something, or when someone does wrong, you're now because of where you place the person, you're like, that's all you can now see, and then you're like, this person is not who I thought they were. I didn't really know who you thought they were, or did you just give yourself a a definition of who you think they are? Sometimes you begin to hear things like, oh, this person is two-faced. Are they really two-faced, or did you just expect the person to be perfect and keep being all you want the person to be at every point in time? These are questions you have to ask yourself. I've been in a situation where, you know, I did something, I wasn't even aware at the time that I'd done it, and, you know, I reached out to the person eventually when I noticed that there was friction in the friendship or relationship or whatever that was. I reached out to the person, and what I got was, you're two-faced. I don't think you're not who I thought you were. And it's like, first of all, I don't know where you are coming from. What are you talking about? Like, tell me what I did. Tell me what I did. Eventually, when I found out what I did, you know, it was something that if we had talked about, instead of just focusing on that red stain on the whiteboard, instead of focusing on, if we had talked about it, I think that we would have been fine, you know, would have gotten over it, because I wasn't aware of what I had done. I wasn't aware about what I had done. I also remember an instance of a friend got me something, and I was really happy about the gift, but somehow I think I did not communicate that, oh, I was really happy about the gift I got. And then during the course of the week, I realized that, you know, she had gone a bit cold, and I reached out to her and I was like, what's up? Like, why are you like this? I noticed you've been off. And then she's like, oh, I felt you didn't like the gift I got you. And I'm like, kiddo day. Where did you get that one from? Me that I'm more than excited, safe. And, you know, eventually we talked about it, and I was like, oh, I was really excited about it. I'm sorry that I didn't show you that side of me. I'm sorry that I didn't portray that in my actions, but I was really excited about it. Like, I'd even gone and showed my mom. I was like, hey, mommy, see what my friend got me. And my mom was like, oh, my mom even came out to thank her, like, oh, thank you, I saw the gift you got for her, oh, thank you. But apparently it still didn't communicate as being, you know, being grateful for that. And we talked about it and we got over it. So from the previous video, a lot of people complained about the volume, and I worked on that. So thank you so much for your feedback, and please drop your feedbacks, please drop your comments. I'd like to know what you think. I'd like to know how I can be better. I'd like to know how I can improve. So please just drop your comments. If you have questions you'd like to ask me, please do. I would really like to talk to you guys in the comment section. And please watch my other videos. I promise to be consistent. I'm going to be consistent from now henceforth. I'm going to be consistent. You know, weekly videos. A video will drop every week. From now henceforth. So help me God.